Welcome to another series by Ellen Showcasing. This is a series based on my haunted history. What you are about to hear is an actual haunting. Please be advised that the following may be disturbing to sensitive viewers. It was November, early December 1986. My father was asked by an uncle of mine if he can come to his farm and help him with some, I can't remember if it was the generator or it was the water pump. Off we go to the farm in Marble Hall, Northern Transvaal, now known as Limpopo. When we got there, when my cousin heard we're gonna go to the farm, he asked if he could please go with. And of course my parents said, yeah, sure, no problem. When we got there, it was a Friday afternoon. No, it was a Saturday morning early. So it was myself, my father, my mother, my cousin, my brother. Now, bear in mind, my brother was 7 years older than me. My cousin is 9 years older than me. So the whole day goes on, and my brother and my cousin wanted to drive the tractor, and my uncle said, yeah, it's fine, you can drive the tractor, just there where the weeds are so high, please don't go past that point. The tractor will die. Red flag number one. Now, when you tell a kid don't do something, they're gonna do it. And they go. The tractor died. Very peculiar. Very peculiar indeed. We had to tow the tractor out. As soon as it was out and past a certain point, the tractor would start up. Drove it forward again, because we didn't believe. We thought, oh well, the tractor just stalled. Surprise, surprise, the tractor dies again. We pull it out again and we give up on that. Okay, history about that little place. It was a burial site of one of three things. Either it was a British burial site from when the Boer War was going on, a Dutch or Boer burial site from the war, or it was a native African burial site. No one knows, unfortunately. Come evening. Now, a little bit of history of this farm. This farm had not yet received power, so everything was run on generators, and 7 o'clock was time to put the generators off. Not nice. nice at all. So, at supper, we were told, boys, you are sleeping in the living room. Before we put the lights out, please make sure that you go to the toilet and then get into bed. And whatever you do, do not leave the living room. Well, now you got 3 boys. Me very, very young. I mean, I was literally only 4 years old. No. Yes, I was 4 years old. And 2 much older boys. We were laughing, playing around inside the living room. And my uncle went out. He said he's gonna put the generators off now. Do we need the toilet? We all check. Bladder check. Nope. We're good for the night. And this is when things started to go crazy. We heard the generator go off. And you hear that dead silence. It was pitch black. You couldn't see the road from where the house was. So not even passing cars' lights would show there. This was blacker. This was the blackest we'd ever seen in our lives. We all snuggled up to each other. But, that being said, calm down. It's just dark. We're not afraid of the dark. About an hour went past. Now remember, there was no TV, there was no power, there was no cell phones at this time. So, it was nothing. It was kind of like this. Dead. Quiet. Not very long. My cousin drank some Coke after he went to the toilet. Not the best of ideas. He needed to go and pee. He stood up. As he stood up, he looked at the doorway. He looked down at my brother. He said, Kevin, I can't do it. It's too dark. Now my brother had been to the farm a few times. He knew where the bathroom was, so he said, I'll go with you. And I said, oh well, since you guys are going, I'm gonna go with. I don't want to be left alone in this dark. Come on. So we all stand up. We look into the doorway. Look, I've seen darkness. But that was even darker than dark. We tried to move through the doorway. We couldn't move. It was as if something had grabbed us and was pushing us back. So my cousin decided, you know what? There's a little pot over here. It hasn't got any holes in. He's gonna pee in the pot. So he peed in the pot and we were laughing at him. And then Out of nowhere, we heard shh. That is when we totally freaked out. Because what made that noise? It wasn't my uncle. It wasn't my dad. It wasn't my aunt or my mother. Something told us to shh. And it wasn't a very kind shh either. I wanted to now get to my mom. I would have slept in the bed by then. I wasn't one that slept in my parents' bed, but I wanted to. The atmosphere in the house went from earlier in the day, it was nice, joyful, cheerful, to absolute morbid, angry, depressing. I tried to get to the room. I can't get past the doorway. I feel something put its hand on my shoulder and push me away. I peed myself. I eventually fell asleep, petrified. And the next day, my uncle was out very early to go do the generator, start up the generator and do some farm work. And I went up to him and I said, "Uncle Louis, were you walking around the house last night?" And he said, "No." "Were you?" And I said, "Yes, I wanted to get to my mom and dad, and I couldn't." And he said, "Alan, forget about it. You're going home just now." On the way back home, us three boys are sitting in the car. We are dead quiet because we couldn't make sense of what was going on. We had no clue what just happened. I asked them, "Did you people see anybody standing in front of me when I tried to go out?" They said no, they saw nothing. They asked me, "What did you see?" I said, "No, I saw nothing." Truth is, I lied. There was a man. Okay, I was very small. I'm 4 years old, so this was a very tall man that pushed me back into the living room. A few weeks later, my uncle passed away, and at his funeral, his wife was sitting outside having a smoke. And I went up to her. Now, she also kind of freaked me out. And I says to her, "Auntie Hetty," because Hetty was her name, and that's what freaked me out. For a 4-year-old, hearing the word Hetty, that sounds kind of not too lekker. "Auntie Hetty, what is in your house at night?" She killed a cigarette. She looked at me, said, "Alan, I'm not really in a good place right now, but I am spending the weekend by yous. I will tell you tonight. funeral procession went finished, we went back home on Te Eti. It's been the Friday night, well, been the Friday, Auntie Eti came home with us because she was only going home the Sunday. My brother had quite a hectic day. He was interested in other things, so he went off. I can't remember what he was doing. And I was sitting in the lounge with Auntie Eti. She was drinking coffee. And she sat down, she looked at me, she said, "Alan, what did you see?" And before I could answer, she said to me, "Alan, don't lie to me. What did you see?" I told her I saw a very tall man, very big hands, and he pushed me back into the living room. She took a deep breath. She let it out, and she said, "Alan, that is my father. He was murdered on that plot, on that farm. He was 6'4". He was a big man, and she showed me a picture of him. Looking at the picture, that was exactly who was standing in front of me." She said, "Yes. He wanders the house at night." She knew about it. My Uncle Louis knew about it. My parents knew about it. They didn't want to frighten us kids. Now, her father was Afrikaans, and with us all speaking English, kind of upset him. That's why he told us to shh. And then he didn't actually like children at all. So with us being in his house, he was not very impressed. That Sunday, my aunt went home and I asked my dad, "When are we gonna go back?" He said he's got to go back at some point, but not very soon. Do I want to come with? I said, no. Flash forward. 1991. No, 1990. My brother passed away, and my aunt also passed away. We had to go back to the farm. We went to the farm. We stayed the night. Now, I'm a bit older now, and with my brother and my grandmother that just died in the same year, my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather all died in the same year. That was 3 people that was very close to me. I'm now. I don't care. I'm tough. We go back. I I said, I'll sleep in the living room. I'm not worried. Because in my point of view is, he's dead. What can he do? That night, I was sitting on a couch. I was gonna sleep just on the couch, but it was, I had myself turned that I could see that doorway. And as dark as it was, it became even darker over that door. And I said, what do you want from me? And it came in, it came closer, and it said, Ek is jammer, hoor jou boetie, which is Afrikaans for, I'm sorry about your brother, but he is fine. It went away, and that heavy tension in that house didn't lift altogether, but it lifted. You could breathe. Now this was my first experience with the paranormal, and it was not going to be my last. And on the ride home, my dad said to me, what happened? And I told him. He said, son, you have a gift. This is not going to be the first. It won't be the last. And I hope you can deal with it. Guys, thank you for listening to this story. If you did like the story, I can make a part 2. Part 2 was my brother's homecoming. Give enough likes, comment enough to hear the next story of my brother's homecoming. It's not a long story, but it is very interesting. But wait, before we get to my brother's homecoming, we gotta go a little bit more back in time to the house we moved into. And that one's title will be My House Hates Me. I will see you on the next time.